I've had a hard time playing Steve in Tekken 8 Season 1 and in Season 2. I've just felt like the character has some problem matchups, and he's a bit difficult to wield in a first to two. Now, don't get me wrong, I do think he's strong. I think he's boosted in a lot of ways. He's just not the best competitive investment as like a solo main character. Well, my opinion has recently changed after Numan Chowdhury's performance at Tiger Uppercut. He is a Pakistani Steve main. He does have other characters. He has a Paul, but in this tournament specifically, he went Steve for his entire run. If you're curious about how he did, we have the top 8 coverage in a previous video. I'll link that below. But needless to say, the way he was playing and the way he was performing was kind of inspirational. I was like, he was finding ways to problem solve and finding ways to deal with harder matchups. And I wanted to take what I saw in that tournament and try to apply it to my own gameplay. And so that's what I have for you today. I entered a weekly tournament. This is Tampa Never Sleeps number 93. It's a weekly online American tournament that happens every Tuesday. Now, the matches are listed below, and if you want to see them as they happened on my VODs channel or on the Twitch VODs, I have the timestamps here for you below. But as you can see, 5 matches. The 5th one will just be the final round because it's a lot of gameplay. And I put on a performance I was super happy with. This is pretty much all the preliminary information you need. We'll go through the matches one by one. I'll commentate them, tell you what I was thinking, and maybe you'll pick up some stuff on either how to play Steve or how to play against Steve. Timestamps will be below if you feel like jumping to a particular matchup, but a lot of these matches I think you'll find interesting. We have a Jack, Joe Crush, the Jack of America. We have a Kazuya player who's pretty mechanical and technical. He was a challenge. We have Nomar, an Eddie main from Atlanta, who is on Miary's, and he was one of the first people to get her to God of Destruction and God 1. Obviously, we have one of the best players in America, if not the best, Shadow 20Z. And then we have L2K Snake, a Nina main. That match, I just want to show some cool moments because the video will get a bit long if we go all the way. But that said, let's get started. We have Joe Crush for the first one here. Okay, so first match is against Joe Crush, customized as Falco. This is in the top 48 side, so I'd already made it through the pools matches. And now I'm fighting the Jack of America. Now, first thing when I watch Numan play, because I'm copying his style, is I want to make my intentions unclear. And sometimes Steve can get a little easy to fight against if you're obviously trying to play clean for too long, right? And I'm not saying I'm the cleanest Steve player, but I try not to make my decisions too obvious, which means even though I have a huge health lead here, I'll still go for like the stomp low. I'll still go for the guard break high. There, I didn't mean to do 2-2. But it adds a little splash of that unpredictability. You know what I mean? So, 1-2-1 from a distance, some flicker jabs. I weave away, but I didn't get the whiff punish in time. He does the power crush there. I finish my string just to get as much damage as possible. Now it's my heat state. I just do the 5 Fox Fury, pushing him to the wall. Sonic Fang. Little whiff punish there. I would have liked to get more. But 1-2-1 heat smash, counter hits Joe, and I have a great position here. Now I want to play a bit conservative. Right, break the throw, down 2-1. I don't need to force anything here. I don't need to kill him too fast. Joe is going to be ready to rob me if I get too thirsty for the kill. 3 down forward ones. Let him do that. I could punch parry it technically, but wasn't ready for that. And the QCF1 from the tip. So presenting a slower style of play in that round. Okay, and something that Numan does is he makes it very unclear if he's going to play fast, if he's going to play slow and defensive. Is he going to just walk up to you and sit still, or is he going to play aggressive mix-ups? So honestly, I forgot what I did here, so we'll check it out and see. 1-2-1. Okay, a little lean back. I backdash and he chases me with a little sweep. Dash up and backdash. I try to rip a Sonic Fang to catch his forward movement. Obviously, Joe Crush did nothing. Sidestep right is getting around his 2-jab. Weave, okay, adding a few more responsive options right as he swings at me. Counter hit his Matterhorn attempt. Little weave back. Joe Crush is chilling. I missed the whiff punish. Okay, heat burst. 10 seconds left, and I do a down jab just to try to control him, and he happens to clip me with the homing move. Super unfortunate. He's going to rage art, and we, with the power of being from the future, can fast forward through this. I still have a pixel left. 3 seconds on the clock, and he flies away. I knew this was some tech. I did not know Steve's option to catch him. Maybe my Shoryuken could have hit him, but I'm not sure.
I don't want to do that.
Okay, 2-2, I messed up trying to do a 2-1.
Did I not block? I think I hit up back.
And that's something that was tough here is after coming back from not competing a bunch, I make a lot of mechanical errors. But I was really happy with like my decision making in this set. Low parry there. Don't let him get away with too many lows. And it's not that I don't want to get hit by the low. It's more like I'm confident he's going to run the low again. I can win some damage. And that lets me play these future situations with kind of less urgency for the counter hit. All right, flicker jab counter hits for a guaranteed follow-up. He power crushes and I run into it. Now I rage art. This one, as soon as he dash blocked, I knew I was going to die. I knew I was going to die. He had me. He knew that I was getting a little antsy to kill him, especially after the first round was so close, or like the first game point round when I was up 2-0. Now that it's 2-2, I have to continue to be a little less predictable. I don't want to force the kill, but I don't want to completely turtle up either. I'm down to half HP. Chase him a bit, but I'm not swinging too hard. It's not going well. Okay, break the throw. Down 2-1. Block both hits of the low. Nice. Can't say I knew. It was just kind of a guess. He tried to do the flex. I don't know if there's a benefit to that, but he doesn't break the throw because of it. Can't backdash the heat burst there. Nice sidestep there and whiff punish with a 5 Fox Fury. Okay, try some extended duck pressure, but he stays down. And here I get a little too greedy, I believe. He hits the heat dash. I spring kick and I try to go low on a delayed timing and he low parries.
Nice low parry.
So down to the wire, pretty close. I had a really cool moment here where I could have killed. Right here, I think I hit a flicker 1. So after this whiff punish, I hit a flicker 1. And on counter hit, if I do the other extension, I can wall splat him. But I was not ready to confirm that. So instead, we get this situation where I counter hit him and just put him in crouch. So pretty tough. But you know, it's all good. Right here. Boom. Put him in crouch instead of killing. But that's fine. We go to the next. After he gets that low parry into Rage Art and kills me. Technically, you're supposed to rematch to different stages. But in TNS, especially for repeated competitors, some of us just hit rematch so fast and it's kind of whatever, especially before top 8. A little whiff punish on the bubble. Now I'm running up and running some more back ones, some 2-1 strings. Jack doesn't have a good sidestep, so I can run the 2-1 plus frame pressure a little better. Block punish on the down forward 2. Could have been a Sonic Fang. But now he gets an actual launch. All of the little lead I have accumulated is diminishing. And now I have to guess at the wall here. Okay, new wake up situation. He has plus frames. And I see him flexing, but I just wait out his heat gauge. I'm not in a rush to land a hit. Find the heat engage, and now it's my job to close this out. Nice power crush from him. Terrible punish by me. I read the seed plant and I tried to do some crouch cancel, like maybe up forward 2, right? Or maybe some kind of, because I knew you have like a million years to punish this. So I stand up and do Shoryuken.
Damn.
But I was so like, oh, I had a good read. I had a good punish and kind of froze. So if you've ever felt like that's happened to you, you know.
What's up, the Golden Tiger?
I'm there too.
Tournament match for my life right now, but I appreciate the question.
I foolishly read chat and answer a question,
I might be able to answer.
but I still get this nice opening. Clinch. Find the link. I don't know if it's a 1-frame link. I think it's like a 2-frame link, but it's pretty tight. Okay. Not the best wall combo, but good enough. Missed the link there. That would have closed out the round. He misses his block punish. A weird spacing issue. Running 2 kills. So I speed up the tempo a little bit. I had been playing the past few rounds pretty safe. Again, taking from Numon's philosophy. Have like millions of different options. Decide, not randomly, but decide different ways of playing so that your opponent exposes themselves. You know, and in this case, because Joe has been able to mount comebacks while I'm trying to play a bit more careful, I tried to speed it up. Right? Now he sees me slowing down a little bit more and is able to flex from a distance and get the make some noise claps going. So I decide to weave in response. His heat smash is gone. I still want to get into heat now. I haven't been prioritizing enough heat state in my games, so that's something I was also focused on this tournament. Bad punish! But luckily I don't get killed for it. Okay, I waited out his power crush. Now I'm running my own pressure. That's not a good punish, VDX. Okay, peekaboo lows. I hadn't been doing any of these. Block punish his mash attempt. He's still not ducking on the Lionheart, but I'm not letting that get to me. And then on that last guess situation, I did duck. So he's on game point here. Or set point here. Duck the high and launch. Got, like, triggered his response with the 1-2-1, duck underneath. I don't know what that combo was. I'm not even going to pretend that I knew. Guard break here. Can't be afraid of, like, dying. So I run the stomp. He gets the call out on that one, but I accept that.
And Joe is really like tapped into when I want to be
There's
greedy.
no... I was saying Joe's tapped into when I want to be greedy, but truthfully, that's a risk I want to accept, to destabilize the game outside of just the same interactions we've been having. But now I chill out. He gets the clap on my backdash, just clipping my movement. I blocked that one, but no punish. Okay. Just swinging at his armor, and it works. 5 Fox Fury. Bad punish again, and this time he gets the whiff punish. Oh, but he drops the combo. Run up, and this time I give him a taste of his own medicine. Dash block, block the Rage Art. All right, time for me to be on equalization point here. What's my strategy? Raw launch. He misses the punish. Even he was caught off guard by that. Run up back one. So I'm speeding up. He plays situations a little more tight. He's speeding up too. Now we both chill out. And he finds a nice low parry on his backdash, right? After a few block situations, finding the low parry there was pretty nice because he could tell that I wanted some damage. Why was I surprised? Because I don't remember these matches super in depth. And then he spams 2 jabs to try to get me to tweak out. I find the low parry. Turns out highs and lows are not really a super scary mix-up. I try to go for a Twitter combo video here, but I drop it there. Okay. Catch him going low. Small punish. Get as much as I can, but it's not a lot. Extended duck. Try to catch him ducking, but he doesn't bite. 10 seconds left. I'm running out of time. Running 2 for plus frames. I might have to go low. Oh, but I got the whiff with the outfox, but I hit the wrong button. This would have killed. Over here, if I hit the 2, it launches, and I have rage. We can kill him. But I was so unprepared. I hit 1. So
I needed to hit 2.
I talked about having like mechanical errors. That was more of like a decision-making unfamiliarity, like mental rust. Does that make sense? This isn't me making excuses for losing. This is just pointing out like what is required of a competitor to stay super sharp is not easy, right? It's not just are your hands doing the thing, but are your brains and eyes also doing the thing when the match is happening. So I lost 2-0, but I was pretty happy with how close it was, how I was making good decisions, and even though I lost, I was creating the opportunities to get the win. So if I'm sharper, I think Joe will have a bit more trouble next time. GG's as always. Now we have LuxWyd. Lux, what you doing? Kazuya player, I've never fought him before. And in tournament, even though I think Steve Kazuya is a pretty good matchup for Steve, Kazuya has gotten a lot of tools that make it harder, right? He's got a Demon Paw now, an advancing mid. So even though I'm using these duck-ins as Steve, going low, or like ducking under his highs, he has answers for that now. That Demon Paw made it whiff, though. That was sick. So I want to still play to go underneath the highs because I want to shut off his electric and his jab. If he's doing the mids, they're slower and they're minus, so they give up his turn. And if he decides to hit me out of my duck more often, that gives me other counterplay like back one. So Kazuya is a bit more tough, but I'm still playing the way Steve used to play in the past. All right, I'm backdashing, trying to let his heat timer run out. 1-2-1 a little bit. Delayed peekaboo pressure. Right? Trying to use this up-close space and take advantage of the fact that Kazuya's pokes are a bit weaker than Steve's. You notice LuxWyd is doing some jabs, some down 4s, but that doesn't bother me too much. As long as I don't eat the electric and the down forward 2, I'm probably okay. I'm sidewalking left a lot, try to get around the hell sweep. QCF1 clips him trying to stature kick me. All right. Some delayed 5 Fox Fury. Space out a bit. He's doing these empty wave dashes, but no threat behind them has come out yet, so I'm not letting him pressure me. Nice duck under my up back 2, but no launch. Okay, down 1+2. I don't react. Dash up block, dash up block. I don't want to eat the electric, but I don't want to slow down too much either. Backdash, backdash. Okay, his 1-1-2 is good. I mash into his CD 1+2. Nice block. Okay. Clip him with the last hit. I try to whiff punish the kip up, but it recovers too fast. That's so crazy. I hit this rage art when I see that he started it. And he's still airborne. But this move just recovers too fast, and he's able to block.
He recovers too fast. He was mid-animation, bro. So confident.
So we tie up the rounds. I notice he's playing that slower pace. I try a robbery, like instant full crouch down forward 2. It happens to work. Just trying to change up that pace of the super slow neutral we were playing before. Again, what would Nomar do, right? QCF1, QCF1. I'm running the mids. He's playing pretty safe. I might put some stomps in, but, you know, let's see what mood I was in that day. It's not all calculated when it comes to Tekken. There's a lot of vibes-based play. Okay, peekaboo down 1. Nice duck on the second hit of the down forward 1 too. So I'm keeping that in mind. If he's ducking the second hit, that gives me more like frames to work with. Stomp on his feet. Yep, I thought so. And clip him moving. Actually, it was a counter hit. He did sidestep button. Okay, I knew he had options. So I just block, but then I eat the whiff punish. I'm looking for the hell sweep. He catches me on an off timing. Side roll spring kick. He was outplaying me here. I can't lie to you. If you look at this whole situation, he was cooking me. All right, I dropped the kill. Here, I try to just finish him off. Pause. So I block this. I try to down 2. It's not in range. He backdashes and gets a nice whiff punish. And look at how he plays this situation with the hell sweep. I'm going to slow it down. He does wave dash, dash, wave dash, block, dash, and then hell sweep. And I stand up. It's like a really, really nice way he decided to use his movement to attack my defense instead of just forcing a mix-up right away. So I thought that was pretty cool. Down 2-1 a couple times. I notice he's playing slower. Usually you don't down 2-1 as Steve too much because it gives up your turn. So, but if he's not going to take his turn, it's no issue. 1-2. All right. Stay patient for the down forward 2. Don't let him rob me. I have such a huge lead. Just don't let him rob me. Keep it solid. Stay in frame. I get counter hit. He's wave dashing. Just don't bite. Heat smash whiff. A little scrub tactic. Little scrub tactic. First hit of the heat smash whiffs. The second one can still sometimes track. Sometimes you just gotta rob a guy. All right, so I notice he's playing slow. I run a ton of lows, get a big lead, and then try to keep it solid. Game 2 comes around, and Lux has some adaptations ready. 1-1-2 whiff punish is good. Okay, 1-1-2. Again, I'm trying to go underneath his highs with this duck in stance, a little Steve privilege, but he's not really responding. So I may just have to go back to running the lows. Okay, here he's getting a bit more active.
That was almost fire.
You would be surprised that this is a Tekken 8 match. Okay, clip him with the duck 1, get a free follow-up. He's maneuvered to get me to the wall. I don't know if you picked up on that. With just defensive movement here, he's gotten me to the wall. I had a great position here. He sidestep blocks, sidestep ducks, and now my back's to the wall after this 1-1-2, and this is really ugly. Okay, duck and punish the electric. Sidestep duck was great there from him. He's ducking my back 1. He's playing a lot of defensive movement, and Steve doesn't have like a big hell sweep. So I have to handshake this and be willing to be a little slow. I can't overextend and let Kazuya, well, rob me. He's in heat now, and I get clipped by the Demon Paw heat dash. A little bit of Tekken 8 right at the end of it all. But we ran down the timer with a lot of movement, and honestly, I was having a good time. Even though it was intense, I didn't want to lose, eat an electric, eat a counter hit down forward too. I was having a pretty good time. Chat was flaming his combos. We do have a regular Kazuya main in the chat. He was surprised at this combo game. But I thought a lot of the interactions we were having back and forth were pretty fun. Running 2 catches him trying to hit me. Pretty rare counter hit running 2. Counter hit. There's the wall splat I was talking about in the Joe Crush match. Flicker 1, down 1. Which ironically is a move that goes forward and hits high. It doesn't make sense to me. I got duck duck goose, but it was really my movement. Sometimes you guess wrong, and sometimes your Korean backdash just isn't clean enough. 2 rounds, despite what was looking so good. That feels bad. That feels so bad. Can't let it get to me. Have to stick to the plan. Back 1 clips him from far away. He caught my rear, but misses. Okay, it's a scramble. Thatcher kick. I decide to chill out. 1-2-1 after. I'm playing up close, splashing in some new moves, right? So I told you how Nomar likes to change his strategy pretty regularly. I think of him as a player with like a utility belt of play styles, setups, flowcharts, whatever. And he will change it not just when his current one stops working. He will sometimes just switch tools in the middle of it. So that's me trying the armor move and the over here and stuff like that. Unfortunately, it's not looking good this round. I have to get into heat, but I can't just heat burst because he can jab me. Okay, I managed to block that, but I get clipped by the mid. 3 straight rounds from Lux. So clearly, he's found ways to rob me. He's clipping my movement. My counter adjustment has to just remain unpredictable. When the tension is high, when my tournament, like this is loser side, when my tournament life is on the line too, I can't fall into the same flowcharts and patterns. And I know that's easier said than done. But this is where I will practice that. I'm nervous. I want to win. How do I keep changing my strategy? So now I'm going in and swinging, doing some flicker stuff. Peekaboo 2. That was a setup from an online player I ran into the same day. Nice. Peekaboo down 1. Peekaboo mids, peekaboo jabs. Just getting a bit more active. And so is he, moving in and hell sweeping. Dash jab, 1-2-1. Flicker jabs, get him into crouch. Sonic Fang. Create a little bit of instability, right? So here, I'm -5. But Steve rarely gets that minus and then keeps going. I went that minus, I usually give up my turn. I swing a Sonic Fang. That's why it hit him. Changing up the rhythm, creating a slightly different situation, and capitalizing on the habits of both of us. All right, running more peekaboo offense. Does he duck the second hit? No. And by playing in a different way, it disrupts the comfort of the Mishima player. When can he wave dash? When can he swing the down forward 2? He still finds a counter hit, but it turns off. Well, not necessarily turns off. I knew he was more of a passive player, so I had a hunch that by playing a bit more unpredictably, by swinging a bit more, he wouldn't be comfortable moving forward as much. I clip him there. Who does that option? Okay, he's sidestepping. I know he wants to get off the wall. So I get a little sidestep weave. I've cornered him again. He clips my armor with a forward 3. Very, very tight timing there. But luckily he drops the combo, and I whiff a heat burst and just give him the rest of the round. That was bad. That was a nerves heat burst. That was not good. Don't do that. 1-1. I'm breathing very audibly into the mic, and I try to get greedy with my frames. He gets a counter hit down forward 2. Carries to the wall, but doesn't get clean Okazemi here. Nice little whiff punish.
I knew it.
Sidestep duck again under my up back 2. So I know his defense is pretty sharp. He's trying to sidestep duck to cover as much as possible and not get hit by the homing moves. So what do? Run up and grab him, run up block. Changing it up. Eating an electric. Not part of the change-up plan, but it was good timing on his part. Little delayed electric after twitching forward. I have to guess for my life here. Block, success. 2 throw instead of heat burst right away. Nice. Now I get the heat burst, and I just block. I was swinging, attacking, heat bursting, and then at the end, just block. He tried to go under a high. Now his electric blows me up. Okay, combo drop. Once again in my favor. Get off the wall. I guess I'm getting off the wall by swinging. Down 1+2. Sidewalk left is good, but I missed the whiff punish. It looked cool, though. Down 2-1. Okay. Patricide fist, and I just mash. Sometimes you're minus, and you just mash. I'm Steve Fox. You can't overextend your offense against me, right? And because he's been playing so many delayed timings, there's really no reason for me to mash usually. But that's the Nomar effect. Sometimes you do something that isn't based necessarily on what your opponent has been historically doing. Should be a simple closeout here. All I have to do is get him to the wall, stomp on his feet or something. Maybe a 1-2-1 to counter hit him. 8 seconds and he gets a counter hit. Electric on my jab. That was really good. And now it's a final round situation. And Kazuya can just do it to you. So I'm sidestep left ducking. I'm running in. I'm trying to keep the pressure high while not running into electric. He ducks but doesn't punish. And I get clipped again by forward 3. It's not looking good. He drops the combo again. Extra chances for FDX. QCF1, back up. Yeah, I treated my minus frame move as if it were plus. So I get counter hit launched. 69 damage. Again, lucky for me. He doesn't get more, but 1-1-2. I'm running out of chances. It's looking so bad. I should be dead.
Man, I'm dead.
Last, wait, 47. 2-1. He gets heat engaged on. Clinch grab. He breaks 2 instead of 1. 95 damage, and he ducks for the stomp. And even I cannot believe, look at me down there. I cannot believe that that happened. From the jaws of defeat, would you have thought, what would you bet money on right here?
My movement, man.
Who would you bet money on the winner on right here? Guess here. If I duck, DF4 kills me. If I stand still and he stature kicks me, I die. He went DF4, and he ducks a little too long. That's the first wrong decision. Second wrong decision, guess better, buddy. No, but if you break the 2 grab here, you won't get wall splatted. That is hard to do, by the way. Little credit for that one. Execution under nerves, VDX, known for dropping basic combos and punishes. You know, gotta pat yourself on the back sometime. Now, you might feel like this is a lot of detail, a lot of matches. So take a break if you need to. Come back a bit later. We got the timestamps for a reason. Maybe you jumped here because it says Miary Zo in the timestamps and you were really interested in seeing that. Regardless of your reason, here we are on some of my favorite matches of the day. All right. Again, the Nomar philosophy. Utility belt of options and styles. Don't stick to one. Don't let them know if you're the type of guy that's going to mix them up. Play safe. Or just go in and do nothing. A lot of styles to play for Steve, and staying flexible is so important. Now, Nomar and I, important context, before this tournament, fought in a bunch of matches. It wasn't an entire first to 10, but he beat me 10-2 in the sets before this tournament. Kind of like a warm-up. All right, he mixes me low out of the plus frame into stance. Does dash out into the Merengue stance, into the 1+2 heat engage. My weave gets around down back 3. That is a Steve privilege moment. Not supposed to get around that. Block, that's only minus 13. I get the wrong punish. Something too that benefited me here too is Nomar wasn't like super knowledge checking me. There are a lot of like launch punishable moves she has that I probably would not have launched if we're being real. But he's playing the character to figure her out too and not just kind of scam wins. He's really interested in this character. So if you don't know, he's normally an Eddie player. Really, really good TWT performances in his first Tekken. Okay, Peekaboo, 2 hits, heat engage, guaranteed. Yep, finish the Wild Man, get a counter hit. Okay, just go for the easy link this time. I don't need the wall splat. The heat dash would kill. Gotta keep it simple. Now, for those who don't know, Miari's key traits to deal with is her stance, her main stance forward 3, Merengue stance, goes under highs. So if he's spamming that, I can't back 1 and 1-2-1. Other important fact is some of her tail moves are unparryable, but it's that down forward 2 that's really annoying. This safe, it's safe, it'll clip movement to her weak side. So if I step left, it'll clip me. But Nomar is mainly cooking me with the transitions to that spear stance. Miary doesn't actually use her weapons that much in her moves. The weapon moves are like her tail and like a snake thing sometimes, but the spear doesn't really come out as a weapon. He like jumps on it. Sonic Fang whiff punish there felt good. Sonic Fang whiff punish there felt good. Part of the benefit of the Nomar style where you're like changing your options all the time is sometimes you really can just stand there and people will just whiff because they think you're on some kind of other timing or doing something else. Especially with these long range moves like up back 2. Nomar guesses way better than me. Finds a launch punish. He's going to make up some of this difference here. Miari's combo is only 71 damage from that duck and launch, right? Like, I feel like in the grand scheme of Tekken 8 Season 2 characters, it's kind of low. Flicker 2, little change up. I hadn't shown that move, I think, at all, even in the Kazuya match. Steve has a huge move list, and there are a lot of effective moves. That's not the punish, VDX, minus 13. Down 2-1 block. Sidestep armor. I was on some BS, for real. Big block, small punish. Big block, small punish. I did a sidestep left duck here after this. Not this one. After this situation. It would have... Oh, I did a backdash duck. My fault. It was not a sidestep duck. In general, the cool thing about Miary, at least in the counterplay, is that it doesn't feel like she has immediate high reward full screen moves, right? So like when I'm doing backdash duck, what would I really die to? Maybe like dash hop kick, or she'd have to do a running 3, which is kind of slower, so I can still stand up. So in general, it feels like moving against this character so far, you know, at this early phase, this is day 2 of the character, so dangerous to form too many opinions. But I think it's feeling pretty decent. I'm not gonna say she's fun to fight against, right? But there's at least some thinking going on both ends. He grabs me out of my power crush attempt. Good decision when I need to get into heat. I don't know how I'm gonna close this out. I think I probably just die. Yeah, I eat a low. I mashed after blocking a heat burst. I got frame trapped. Nice timing, beating mine. I have the faster counter hit buttons. In that case, I didn't pick it, but the down forward 2 timing from Nomar was super good. Sweeps my leg. Spin 2. Show some new moves, show some new timings. Spin into nothing. He power crushes. Nice, beating any kind of delay. Back 1 on his run up timing, right? So maybe he can evade a lot of my stuff. But if he's sprinting at me and hitting a button and not going into stance, I can't be afraid to use the back 1, right? Sometimes it won't work. Doesn't mean all the time it won't work. Running 2+ frames. Step on the feet once because I don't want to get launched. Okay. My stagger offense is working. Last hit. Do I go low? I do go low twice. That low is cheap from Steve. It's mainly good as a killing low, right? Because it's low mid. It has to be low parried if you want to punish him for it. But because it gives up his turn, it's not something you want to spam in neutral that much. Okay. I eat a forward 2-2. Staggering up close. So he goes for some sweeps, plus frames into heat engage from the stance, and now this is looking ugly. Nope. It dropped. Unblockable high, even though I could die. Now I go mid again. Tried some nonsense. He interrupts me. 1-1 power crush. I'm going to save the rage for another interaction, just in case. Threaten the stomp, go mid. Wild man finished. I might die here. Guess for my life. Sure, you can robbery attempted. It's looking ugly. 1-1. Running 2. Running 2. He's not folding. Running 2 again. He's ducking, but he's standing up just in time. Stay ducking under the jabs. Very, very tense situation. His defense was on point. Over here. Hadn't shown that for a minute. I've been boxing up close. So now I get an enhanced back step for the whiff punish. No wall, though. PDX combo. 1-2-1. A jab. Recovers just in time. Now I'm boxing up close again, right? He just whiffed. Maybe I can keep boxing now that he's afraid of whiffing. Sure, you can. Right? I was keeping it so small and so tight, and now I explode with a bigger move. Shitty ass combo. Peekaboo lows. I hadn't done any of these before. Doing a bunch of them. I got the damage I needed. I don't have to force it. Block the sweep. That's not the right punish. Down 2-1. And after losing 10-2 to Nomar, I managed to find 2 wins straight in tournament. Appreciate him for giving me the games in the first place, because giving away data that early is not ideal. But yeah, I was really happy with how I played this. This felt the most like Numon to me, right? Boxing a bunch in this like end game here, right? Doing a bunch of strings, things like that, and just creating this uncomfortable pressure situation. Making this comeback was crazy though. Running 2, bunch of big moves. He is ducking. You can see that Miary is ducking right here, and then he stands up just in time. Very, very good defense, and then I find a hard duck. And after all that scrapping up close, I just had the instinct that maybe this would create a whiff, even on one of her biggest ranged moves. So, aside from the combos and the punishes, pretty happy with how I played this round. Yeah, that combo was awful. And then this punish here, when I blocked the sweep, should have been a kill. Should have absolutely been a kill. Right? Just launch that with up 2. But we managed to close it out regardless. So, GG's to Nomar. And this, to me, is the highlight match of the day. It took a while to get here. Maybe not for you. Maybe you just clicked here. But I was really happy with this set. Shadow20Z, a longtime rival of mine since the Tekken 7 days. He is an extremely good player. He's been touring the world for the past 2 seasons, dominating everybody, right? Unfortunately, just missed qualification for the Tekken World Tour through the leaderboard, but will be at the LCQ in Sweden. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. He's picked Anna Williams, which I think is a really hard matchup for Steve. She sits in crouch for fun. Steve can put her in crouch, which usually is an oppressive situation, but it gives her a mix-up. So now I have to find a way to counter hit her out of her high evasion, which usually involves not doing back one like at all until she starts playing other parts of the game. Luckily, the 1-2-1 and everything is working. But now it's Anna's turn. I have the debuff, so I'm taking a lot of chip. Sidestep right, duck, a little too slow on the punish. I heat burst after blocking the launch punishable move. And then I mash and die. That was really bad. Hey, chat, okay? Chat and YouTube. If you learn anything from this video, don't do this punish. If Anna swings her booty at you, throw a launcher out. Or Steve, throw a Sonic Fang. Do not heat burst, which is a punish, by the way, because she's that minus. And then if she chops you, this is actually other tech. She's 0. So I Sonic Fang, and it's going to be 1 frame slower than her booty.
I'm so bad. That was crazy terrible.
Food for thought.
Food for thought. Her booty and decided to heat burst.
So now,
I guess.
I can't let that get to me, and I'm still trying to apply that Nomar style. Not like crazy to the point of like threatening my own life and just doing dumb stuff for the sake of being dumb. But what would Nomar do? Keep my intentions unclear. So what does it look like? Okay, she sweeps my leg. Sweeps my leg again. I get the wrong punish, but that's fine. It's something. Need to fight off the wall. I'm throwing some weaves in. 2-1. How does he respond? Okay, he did a down 4. 1-2-1. Usually 1-2-1 is scary because, again, she's crouching a lot, right? But Shadow isn't doing it, so this gives me a little opportunity. Wild Man. Stomp. Okay. Time to get a little aggressive, maybe? I need my turn back, though. Small punish here. Nope, didn't even finish the punish. Up back 2. I still go mid. And with the timer running out, I'm wondering, will Shadow do something? Will he give me an opportunity? No. He just calmly stand blocks, and he's asking me to go low. He says, do you have the balls to go low? I'm just standing here. You're going to have to do it. And Steve doesn't have the best lows. So, you know, my bad. Down 2-1, and he just challenges after because he knows I give up my turn unless I commit to the risky mash. The down 2-1-2 after. Or the mash check. The string finish. Counter hit, down forward 4. It's looking ugly for me. Don't punish. Okay, little confirm off the peekaboo forward 2. Let's run some stance offense. Small whiff punish. Shimmying at the tip, the little Nomar, right? Like, I'd done so much offense, what if I do nothing? QCF1 hits now. He breaks the clinch. Sonic Fang. Whiff punish. No, FDX. What are you doing? Nice duck. No launch, though. Guard break. Okay, there's the high you were looking for. Or the, you know, non-mid. Down 2-1. Okay, it was not clean, but we made it. We're still in the game. DF1-2-1. Change up my strings a little bit. If you're always looking for the same thing from Steve, you can get caught with some pocket sand or a little, you know, dirty boxing. Backdash duck, bash duck duck. And he just, this is the quintessential Steve problem. This is why I was dooming about this character. She crouched in my face, my 1-2-1 whiffed, and now look at this combo. I'm guessing again. I'm guessing again. I'm guessing again. I'm about to die. Do I even have a chance again? He Shoryuken is good. He hard ducked. He hard ducked under my 1-2-1. So maybe the launching mid is a good idea. Sometimes you just gotta send it. I dropped the combo. Yeah, maybe 2 times was too greedy, FDX.
I thought he would down jab.
Maybe 2 times was too greedy. This is the situation I was talking about before this combo started. This is why I was dooming about Steve. Look here. I try to stop her offense. I try to control her how Steve normally does. 1-2-1. She just sweeps underneath and I die. So Shadow takes game 1. I do not want to... I told you about the like random select is the like official rule. So I do not want to play on pack pixels again. We changed stages.
Their stage would have been better.
And now we get Midnight Siege. Not much better. There's still an exploding wall. But I will take 1 exploding wall over 5 exploding floors. 6 exploding floors if you count the top floor one, right? So... Alright. Roll mid, just chill out. Play a running 2. I am a bit traumatized by that sweep, but not enough to block it, apparently. This is going to carry to the wall. No, he drops it, but he mixes me again, so he gets a bit more damage. Mixes me again. Okay, my legs. My legs. I block it this time, but then my punish is too slow. Low parry. Okay.
Well, I pretty much lost this round.
Yeah.
God damn it.
No recoverable health. I would have had to win a lot of interactions. Not totally doomed, but, you know, a little ugly. 1, 2, 1. Okay. I don't duck that, but that's because there are other parts of the string. Down forward 1, back 1. So I noticed that Shadow is interacting off my down forward 1. So even though I was minus, I put out the counter hit button anyways because it's so fast. Little Steve privilege. Peekaboo, up back 2. Again, I don't want to get obvious. I don't want to tell him, hey, I'm going to mix you up now. Hey, I'm going to control you now. I'm trying to play different spacings all the time. Trying to back up, jump in, spin in. There's duck 1 counter hit. I hadn't shown that flow chart or anything like that.
Really?
Steve is, honestly, people like talk down on flowcharting and things like that, but as Steve, being able to have these flowcharts and access them when you truly want them is actually pretty important. You know, it's a video game, but hitting the punching bag in practice mode, so to speak, and practicing these flowcharts is pretty important to mastering this character. And if you're an opponent of Steve, getting used to dealing with Steves doing a bunch of nonsense is pretty important. So you'll have to fight a lot of Steves. It's a big like matchup experience type of character. And if you don't know what's going on against Steve, you can honestly stand block a lot. You don't have to interact. Steve is counting on the moment where you decide to interact. And if you don't, he has to go low. I got lucky the combo dropped while I was yapping that whole time and get a while standing 2-2. Now I have the chance to equalize. Shadow does a new string of his own, but I'm fighting back. Peekaboo, that went really far. Sidestep right duck was sick. I ducked, but I stood up right at the end. Oh, first combo to Shadow. I get stepped on, 65 damage. I stand. Okay, side roll, gets away from the next stomp. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. I get counter hit 2 jabbed. Okay, I'm in heat. I needed that. I needed that desperately. Uh-oh, mid. Rage art. The, you know, what do you want me to say? It was a bad rage art. Okay. Elimination point for me. My tournament life on the line. I eat an elbow. I eat my legs. Peekaboo. I need to get some damage, but I can't force the mix-up. 1 low parry will undo all my work. I just need her to respond. She ducks my back 1. Single jab because I don't want to get blown up. Oh, Shadow's doing nothing. What do I do? Peekaboo low again. He calls it out with the command low parry. He was waiting for me to get desperate to go low. And then he goes into stance, which auto low parries. I can't even be mad, but I took 91 damage, so I'm a little mad. Sweep again. It's looking so bad. 42 damage. He's heat engaging or heat dashing. He's threatening the mix. He wants me to fold. Heat burst something, anything. 1, 2, 1. He's just chilling out. He grabs my parry. And I have 1 pixel. Sonic Fang, it was something. Running 2. I'm healing a bit. There's 7 seconds. I have to go low. I have to do the guard break. Duck or not, I'm gonna die. Stomp once. I get jabbed. You can take me out of red rank, but you can't take the red rank out of me. Eat down forward 1 rage art. And with 1 literal pixel, we go to game 3.
You get robbed.
And the song at the time that I was playing said, "You get robbed." If you want to know what it is, come ask me on stream. Game 3. Loser's side of the bracket. I actually don't know who put Shadow in losers. Might have been Landon on Falcom Realm. Okay, block the low. Now we're boxing a bit. We're swinging. No more passive play. He interrupts my stance nonsense. I get shot into the wall. Getting poked. The wall gets blown up. I am super dead. 20 seconds. And Shadow is getting his get back for that rage art. Counter hit. Okay. Down forward 2, a good option against the full crouch. I run a single stomp. Again, I can't do the same thing. If I get stuck doing the same thing, I'll get downloaded. My timings will be red. He'll find his openings. I have to keep changing it up. I'm Steve. I have the threat of the counter hit, and I have to kind of assume that they're kind of afraid of that, you know? Peekaboo pressure. Punch parry built in. I have a huge lead now, but I got shot. She's getting into heat. And in heat. 1, 2, 1. Try to slow her down a little bit. She ducks. Weave away! Guard break. This is maniacal, and this is Numon's technique. In this situation, would you risk literally losing the round on a launch punishable move? Would you do it? The mid is safer. We can play more interactions. I can get a poke later. But I don't want him to get comfortable. I don't want him to think he understands me. And he probably thinks, why would you go for the guard break? And that's what I want him to think. I want him to be tweaking about that. I go low. He doesn't launch me, luckily. Okay. Small punish there. Cleanse the debuff. Ooh, Wild Man. Half HP. Little weave. I could have launched, but we'll take something. He elbows from downtown, so he's looking for me to attack from that distance. I duck that, but I need to launch it. Chop. Block. Parappa the Rapper, if you know. QCF2. QCF2. Sometimes you just gotta run the lows. Little whiff, but nothing. Ah, he ducked it, but he didn't launch me. Thank goodness. Power Crush. He blocked in time. Run up. Dashes. The throw. Sometimes it just works. Forward 2. Counter hitting. The get up kick. Set point to eliminate Shadow 20Z. Me, a YouTuber. QCF2 again, just running the legs. I need him to answer it. Well, I don't need him to answer it, but I want him to feel the heat. I want him to feel the pressure for not answering it. Right? I'm dashing in his face. What a sidewalk. That was good. I'm lucky I didn't get murdered for that. He sweeps my feet again. That's like 4 for 4. I haven't blocked a single one. Huge damage. 62 off a low launcher. Low parry. I have gray. I'm gonna heal it. I need it. Go into heat to increase the healing factor. The combo's a bit poopy. Okay, I go for the mid just in case he's ducking to deny the clinch. Heat dash, back 1. Spinning around a bit, extending strings. He mashes out of trouble. Debuff. I don't low parry on reaction. You can react to that. It's a little tough, but... Finish the Wild Man. Little desperate. Little desperate. 1 pixel. How do we do this? I did try to low parry that, but it expired. And now it's final round. Peekaboo low, peekaboo mid. He's still not biting. A little bit of a hit confirm. Pokey. Homing high. Heat engage. Running 2. Stomp whiffs. He gets a little punish. Block. Wasn't a real punish. Power crush is good. Miss the tornado. He power crushes again. And then he hard ducks. And we close out. 2-1. Off the back of one of the most slimy robbery rage arts I have ever done. I still can't believe that worked. Chat is popping off. That feels good. It's nice. It's nice to put up a win. And it's nice to put up a win once in a while. And it's nice to do it off the back of a very FDX coded play. I cannot believe this happened. I eat the 2 jab. I eat a down forward 1. And maybe it's because I was watching Williams XH against Arslan Ash. Link to that video below too. But Rage Art after eating a down forward 1 and surviving the second jab after is a real streamer play. So that was the highlight of the tournament. I have one more bit of gameplay to show you. But basically this is how the, you know, if you want some completeness here, this is how the tournament run basically looked at this point. So I went into losers after Joe Crush beat me. We beat Lux, what you doing? We beat Nomar. We beat Shadow and qualified for top 8. And this was off that Numon mindset. This was off that Numon mindset of stay unpredictable. Have a utility belt of styles and flowcharts and pick them out, not when things are getting tough, not when you're succeeding, but a little bit of both. This is what the top 8 looked like. We went out at 5th place. As you can see, Joe Crush won the entire thing. I fought L2K Snake and Cheese Yoni. This tournament, I fought like 3 Alisas, or maybe 2 Alisas. It was a nightmare. It was Nick RM, actually, who came all the way back through losers to get 4th, I believe. So not bad. The last thing I want to show you is just this moment against L2K Snake. This video is getting long. If you want to see the entire match, again, the timestamps are in the notes here. But basically, L2K Snake, friend of the stream, Nina player, took me to final game. And I just want to show these couple sequences because this was cool. We're on Yakushima, which had me tweaking because Steve does so well with walls.
Oh my god, I keep fucking swinging into the orbital.
I keep swinging into the orbital and I get launched again. At this point, I had made that mistake at least like 5 times in this first 2 alone. Sometimes when you're flow charting, or flow stating, you may not respond to the things that you know you should respond to. Okay, wipe the floor. I put him in crouch, so he takes advantage of that, but I block the second one. Little combo here, not enough to kill because of the HP buffs. So now I have to play the rest of this. I run up and throw. Okay, a Sonic Fang in case he delays a little too much. Now he throws me, and now I'm on the player 2 side, and this is super, super scary. Okay, I don't want to force anything. I don't want to get low parried. And now Nina is stringing me up. I missed the low parry on the can opener, and luckily I block and punish the up forward, up forward 2-2, up forward 1-1. I don't know the actual inputs for this move. Okay, it's up forward 2-1. That's what it is. Before we go to the final round, look at this thing real quick, okay? Look at this interaction here. After the throw break, Nina is 0. So most Ninas will put out a counter hit threat here. I get counter hit by forward 3. Luckily, L2K Snake drops the combo, but I should have taken a lot of damage. But I will use this read later. Let's go to the final round. Over here, missed the whiff punish. Okay, hard ducking. Sidewalk left, but he realigns and grabs me, and then I'm ready for the block situation, or the throw break situation. I saw the forward 3 last round. We duck it and get the launch. I didn't go into heat because it's not enough damage to push to lethal. I catch the rear, do the suboptimal back turn punish. I think you can duck that. But sidestep button gets caught by Shoryuken, and we close it out to advance to the 5th place spot where I eventually lose. But yeah, this tournament was a really clean one. I was pretty happy. Well, clean is the wrong word. This tournament was a very motivating one where I felt like my adjustments were pretty good. I stayed unpredictable, and it took a little inspiration from watching Nomar, but I think I understand this 1st-2 Steve a little bit more. It's not as simple as before in Tekken 7 where Steve had to play pretty clean and do some matchup specific stuff sometimes. I think Steve in this version of the game has to kind of go a little wild to mind control people. You want them to be convinced you're looking for something when in reality you might be looking for something different entirely. And maybe this falls off in long sets. Maybe it falls off against training partners. Maybe not. Maybe I'm pretty confident about that. But in a 1st-2 tournament, anything can happen. And I think Steve in this version of the game has to rely on that. I think that's what makes Nomar so good, is he is willing to do whatever. And he does it with full confidence and clean execution, and that's why he's so successful in the character. There's not a stubbornness to play one style of Steve. I think he takes everything he can from any inspiration he can and does what it takes for the win. So that was my tournament run at TNS number 93. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you so much if you stuck around this long. Bit of a longer video, but let me know if this format is working for you. I know you guys generally watch the major commentary stuff. This felt like something in between where it's a bit instructional, bit of entertainment. People ask to see my gameplay, and I happen to pick Steve, so I thought it'd be interesting. Let me know. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. Subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.